Welcome, everyone, to episode 44 of the Golden Squeeze podcast. We are going to be talking about Raw. We're going to be talking about NXT. And we're going to be talking about Friday Night SmackDown from the previous week. But we're going to start off with Monday Night Raw, which kicked off with CM Punk delivering a promo announcing that his next match against Drew McIntyre. Look in my eyes, what do you see? Hell in the Cell is their reality. It's going to be Hell in the Cell.
Nice, I like that.
Hell in the Cell for Drew McIntyre and CM Punk. I did not like this promo, and I'm going to tell you why. He was talking too soft, and his cadence was such where it was just boring to me. And I know what he was trying to do. He was trying to get the dramatic effect of Hell in the Cell. But first of all, how long have you been watching Hell in the Cells for? Since 96? So what is that, 28 years now?
At least that's Nom.
Yeah. How many people have died in Hell in the Cell?
At least 4.
Why is he selling me on that someone might die? Like, why are you selling me on that? That's just absurd. No one's going to die. And if somebody does die, the WWE as we know will probably no longer exist. That's all that I'm saying. If someone, or at least that format, that type of match will never happen again. But him saying that, and my college basketball coach used to always say, the reason why you don't want to get in a fight with me is because I'm willing to die and I know that you're not. And that's what he's essentially implying here, that you better be ready to die or else you shouldn't come into this match. No, CM Punk, that's just absurd. You're just talking nonsense. Please don't say stupid things like that, because 1, they're not believable. 2, you sound like a clown. And 3, you're just, the way you were talking the entire time was just completely unbelievable to me. I've watched so many Hell in the Cells. I've probably seen every single Hell in the Cell match that's ever happened in this company. And no one's ever, the closest anyone's ever come close to dying is the second Hell in a Cell match when Mick Foley tried to die. But other than that, no one's dying. Come on.
No, I disagree. The Undertaker literally hung the Big Boss Man. I saw
that is true. And to be fair to that statement, the Big Boss Man is dead. So cause and effect. Yeah. I think he might have died in a different day. I don't remember. But you are correct. He did hang him.
Okay.
And when Shane McMahon fell off the Hell in the Cell onto those crash pads, that was kind of scary too. But be that as it may, no one's going to die. Stop it. Just stop it. Get some help. It's just not going to happen. I didn't like it. Bleacher Report loved it, and not for me, though. It just wasn't for me.
Yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying, and I agree with you. I know what they were trying to do with it, and I prefer the more angry Punk, like the more, I don't know. I mean, I guess he was angry doing this.
It was a different type of, I like the one who's raising his voice. He's yelling, not the one who's like,
yeah.
I'm willing to die for this, and you're not. Like, I don't need that. It's just, okay. I don't need all that.
Yeah, you explained it much better than me. But yes, I like that kind of anger too. It didn't bother me. I guess in a sense, they've had enough of the other type of angry promos from these two. The change of pace didn't bother me. I agree. It's a little, at this point, yeah, I mean, I know as wrestling fans, we, what is it, suspend disbelief or whatever, but yes, nobody, if Mick Foley's still alive, then yeah, I think, and those type of bumps off the cell or things like that probably will never happen intentionally ever again.
Yeah.
But it wasn't my favorite promo, but I didn't dislike it as much as you. But I agree with you. I know what they were trying to do. It wasn't my personal favorite, but I get that maybe they felt, hey, we need to kind of change the tone a little bit because maybe it's getting a little too repetitive with that type of anger taking up 15 minutes of TV time.
Yeah.
So it didn't bother me that much. Now I will say this though. I think this does have potential to have like the kind of like violence that the first one did.
Yeah.
Like with the Crimson, I think we're going to see a Crimson Mask to that degree, like some of the old ones in this one for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking forward to it. But I agree with you. This wasn't my favorite promo, but I get why they wanted to change it up a bit. But
I guess
I
I
didn't
guess
hate
I
it
would
as much as you, but I
have
see
liked
what you're
it
saying.
more if he didn't do it the entire promo. Like he kept the same tone, the entire promo. Just change your tone a little bit. Like you can have that for a lot of it, and then start getting a little excited. Ramp up a little bit. Don't just have the same tone the entire time. I don't know.
Not fair enough. I mean,
Well, we all knew that it was going to be their last match was going to be a Hell in a Cell. Like that didn't come as a surprise to anyone, I don't think. But I mean, that's just how they end feuds in this company. So I don't know.
well, you say that, and I guess,
or in a cage.
yeah, I guess they didn't want to, or maybe they're going to in a later time. I was actually shocked that they did not give the Hell in a Cell treatment to Liv and Rhea.
But they gave a better. When I said cage, I immediately realized that you could misconstrue that as seeing a steel cage. What I meant was dominant cage. That's what I meant. Because that's what we're getting. We're getting dominant cage, everybody. But we'll get to that later.
Yes, but I don't know, man. I thought that feud more than warranted. That feud's been going on just as long as this one.
Maybe they will have a Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a lot more with the feud. You never know.
I agree. And
there's still some meat on that bone.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Okay. Anyways. Okay. Well, I'm getting way ahead again. Well, what was next after
Sheamus versus Butch?
This was good.
Yeah.
And
till it wasn't. That's the way WWE is a lot. This is good until it isn't.
Well, the match was fantastic until you know how you get upset about some of the stereotypical things. The black wrestlers fighting the black wrestlers, and some of the names of the moves and some of that stuff. Well, now they're starting to do it with the Europeans, with the shillelagh.
The shillelagh and the cricket bat. Cricket bat.
The cricket bat. And dude, that was the...
Was that even a cricket bat? I feel like it wasn't.
No,
I guess it was.
I definitely think it was, but I was very surprised because these two guys have been doing it they've been doing this for a long time. That was not a good hit.
No, it's terrible.
It was like it's clearly hit him
touched him. I don't think it hit him. Yeah,
and
I think it just hit rope.
Yeah, but then that led to the ending, and it's like, listen, I know in the context of the story, it makes sense for the heel to do heelish things, but did it have to be with a cricket bat?
It did have to be.
I'm just wondering what they're gonna do next. Like, oh my God, he hit it with Sherlock Holmes's magnifying glass. No, just like, what are they gonna do now?
He smacked him with a goalie glove. Something stupid like that.
Well, that was a piece of Stonehenge. Oh, he's out cold, folks.
God, I can't believe he did that. Somebody call an ambulance. Then let's move on to the next match. It was Natalya versus Zoe Stark. Natalya gets the win. I know that you want to talk about that, but we're not going to because we are going to move on to the Jey Uso and Braun.
I can tell you, I totally disagree with that.
What?
With her winning. What are they doing?
We're not doing it. No one cares.
They have a they have a stable of 3 believable women who could kick your ass.
They're not believable.
Stop it.
They're not believable because the company has told us that it's not believable for years.
But they started to. They started to when they first made this group. And I was like, holy cow, they're going to do right by them. But then they stopped. Hey, it's one thing to lose to Io Sky and Kairi Sane and Damage Control. I get that. Or Bianca and Jay, whatever. But
Not, I tell you.
not at the, and I
Not the female Big Show.
Natty is one of my favorite wrestlers. Like historically, I enjoy watching her. She is very gifted in the ring, no surprise with her background. But at this stage in her career, she should be there helping build them up. I mean, look what she did. But by the way, what happened to not Kalani Jordan? Is it Kiana James?
Yeah.
What happened?
I don't know.
Is she hurt?
I don't know. I haven't seen her in a while.
Because she beat Natty clean. And now Natty's back and killing momentum. Well, and I know it's not Natty's fault. But no. It's like, y'all were doing good. Y'all had a stable. And Sonya Deville is a great mouthpiece. And I was like, okay, this is something that could keep building. And they could get more, like a few more members maybe, and just take over. But then they just keep doing this back and forth crap.
Yeah.
And I don't like it. I don't.
That stable wasn't going anywhere, so just get over it.
I thought they were.
Get over it.
You
yeah,
thought
but you
they
thought
were.
wrong. You thought wrong.
You
thought wrong.
There's still hope.
Wrong.
There's still hope.
There's also hope for Braun Breaker and Jey Uso, because they cut a promo against each other, and they are going to be having a match on this week's edition of Raw, which has already happened. I'm sure most of you already know what the result was. We have a new champion, but we're not going to talk about that right now, but we will talk about that later, even though we are not going to get into that episode of Raw just yet. But then let's make the New Day relevant again, because that's what the company, I think, is trying to do. They keep highlighting the fact that they haven't won a title in a few years.
Hey, real quick. Was this the promo where Jay said it was going to be shorter than his football career, talking about Braun Breaker?
Well, Jay, yeah.
That was good. I just had to throw that in there. I thought that was great.
He was a fullback for your Baltimore Ravens.
Oh, my Baltimore Ravens. Yeah. Hell, we could use, at this point in the 49ers injury-plagued season, we could use Braun Breaker right about now.
Christian McCaffrey went out there, probably got some PRP injections from Germany, probably some illegal steroid injections. She'll be fine. They said a couple more months, but
I heard he got it from Kaiser.
But who's got more catches this year? Luke McCaffrey. You're the Commanders. Luke McCaffrey, Christian's brother, has more catches than Christian McCaffrey. But this is not a football podcast. This is a wrestling podcast, specifically a WWE podcast. And we're going to talk about the New Day and the Judgment Day going at it. The Battle of the Days. It's like night and day. The New Day have not gotten a title in a long time. And they are playing a storyline of Xavier Woods being upset by this. And I'm glad that the New Day is getting highlighted. It's a little odd to me, but yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I just wonder if it's going to lead to anything, or it's going to die. Are they going to get one more run with the title? Could this also mean that Big E could be coming back here soon? I don't know. I saw a report that he's going to get reevaluated in 3 to 6 weeks. It might have been 3 to 6 months, one or the other.
Did not see that.
And this is probably the appointment that will tell him whether or not he will wrestle again. So we should have some clarity on whether or not Big E will ever wrestle again here shortly. But even if they tell him he can't wrestle again, if there's one thing that we've learned from these neck injuries from guys like Edge and who was the other one that had the big neck injury and came back?
Daniel Bryan, right?
Daniel Bryan. Well, no, he was a concussion guy. He wasn't a neck guy. Somebody,
I thought,
whatever.
Was it not something with his neck too?
I didn't think so.
Okay.
Maybe it was. I just thought he had too many concussions from doing Chris Benoit's flying headbutt, but maybe not. Anyway,
Stone Cold had the famous neck injury.
Stone Cold. Yeah. Well, no, not him, because he didn't retire because of a neck injury. He was just limited because of a neck injury. Yeah, it'll come to me. It's somebody obvious, so I'm just forgetting. But anyways, we'll just use Edge as the prototype. They told him no, and then there he was, back. So You never know. But anyways, Judgment Day gets the win here, building frustrations amongst the New Day.
How did they win again in this one? I'm sure it was some type of tomfoolery.
I remember Balor did a coup de grace on Woods while Woods was being held down. So Woods was being held, and they did the coup de grace on him while he was being held by the big-headed man.
JD. Now, was this when Kofi had flown over the top and wiped everybody out and had kind of diverted the ref's attention?
Yeah.
Was that the argument between the two afterwards? Was how Kofi, what he did, took away the ref's attention from the interference? Or did I just make that up?
Well, LWO came out, and LWO was trying to help the New Day.
That's right.
And Woods got angry because he didn't want any help from them, and then Woods found out that Kofi's the one who asked for the help, and then Woods got irrationally upset.
So I partially made that up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not a full out lie. Just
as George Costanza once said, it's not a lie if you believe it's true.
There's some half-truths there.
Well, let's talk about a full truth. And that full truth is going to be Braun Strowman and Bronson Reed getting reinvigorated. I like that we are turning back to Braun and giving Bronson Reed an opportunity. My issue, though, is now they have three guys named Braun. Bronson, Braun, and Braun. And that's just too many in one company to have a variation of Braun. But they're really riding the storyline hard. I wonder what is the ultimate goal of this storyline. What's their end game with this? And once it's over, will they just go back to the lower mid card?
That's a good question. But I think in regards to the three Brauns, they're gonna have a ladder match, and the naming rights to Braun's gonna be in a briefcase, and whoever wins, they get to keep the name, and the other two have to change it.
And to a special guest referee for the match, LeBron.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, but
that's a good question, though. It's like, because I think common sense would tell you at the end of this feud, Bronson Reed is going to be the last one standing.
That's common sense, but if we've learned nothing from this company, it's that a lot of times it lacks common sense. But this match started with the rope breaking, and then at some point in time, Big Bronson Reed launched a fan at Braun Strowman. I'm surprised I haven't heard about these lawsuits from fans getting hurled at wrestlers against their will. But it was good. I can watch these two fight each other and them do all these creative antics, and I could watch that all day. I like seeing stuff like that. That's for me. That appeals to me. I like that.
That fan flew like Austin Theory.
Yeah. It's crazy that he's that strong that he made a fan just fly like that and sell like that. So good.
I have issues with the part when they went backstage. Remember when Braun was flipping over 18-wheelers?
Not anymore.
So I'm supposed to be impressed by him flipping over a damn golf cart.
Yeah, I could do that.
I mean, it's like, really? I mean, I know he did it with no difficulties, which, yeah, I get it. I get what they're trying to portray there, but it's like, come on, the man flipped over an 18-wheel.
Yeah.
Or they had him portrayed as doing such, and
no, he did it.
And
it's real to me, Dad.
Yes, it is. And but now I like this, and I gotta say, I feel like whatever issues were kind of plaguing Braun when he first came back a little bit, because I think he had aggravated some stuff, talked about his sore a little bit or something. When he's been running, he looks great now.
Yeah,
in my opinion,
much better.
At least it doesn't look like he's in pain, or just like trying to fight through it. It just seems like he's doing good. And but now it's a good question. Like, you got to think they're going to keep on going with Bronson. but where does Braun Strowman go after this? That's a very good question. So, I mean, I think he's too valuable to the company for them not to find something meaningful for him to do, but whether or not they will remains to be seen. So
I think he's valuable, but I mean, they fired him before, so you never know. They may fire him again.
yeah, but if there was truth to some of that stuff, just, I mean, I think
there was a maturity aspect to it from what I heard. He was late to stuff.
it seems like that is probably not the case anymore.
You would think.
But again, we shall see that. We shall see.
We shall see. But next up, we got a promo from Sami Zayn, and he really wants that title match against Gunther. Gunther doesn't think he deserves it. I tend to agree with Gunther, but, here we are. I don't think he deserves the title, but they're going to keep arguing back and forth about it. And I don't know why the WWE does things like this, because, of course, Sami Zayn's eventually going to get the title match. So, yeah, we'll see.
I do like how Gunther acts like he's going to say yes, and then he says that.
Yeah, it is funny. Gunther's the best.
And
Gunther's the best.
And I like the tease with him and Kaiser. So I'm wondering, man, with that whole thing though, like it's doing its job, because it makes me wonder. It's like, okay, is this going to be a shorter title reign than expected because of Kaiser, like, turning on Gunther?
Could be. That would really piss me off if they keep putting it on Sami, though.
Yeah, but even if it's not, I'm just wondering if that's going to ultimately be the downfall.
Yeah, could be.
But
could be.
We
could
shall
also
see.
Be interference from Giovanni Vinci.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yep. Well, we shall see.
He's got awful music, by the way.
Oh, Vinci?
Yeah.
I'll have to hear it again. I mean, I remember it, but I don't remember thinking this is horrible. But again, I'll have to
listen to it again.
Yeah.
I saw that they are not going to be renewing the contract of Def Rebel.
I saw that too, and then I think they said they're going to be enlisting mainstream artists, if I heard that right.
Yeah. I don't think I'm a fan. Bring back Jim Johnson. If he's alive, let him do it. Let him do it all.
Or they could, like, have me do my version of $1 Million Baby for somebody. I mean, I'm just throwing that out.
I like it too.
I ain't never been the same, baby, since the day that $1 Million Baby came back into the town. $1 Million Baby. That's how it goes.
I mean, yeah. Close my eyes. I thought it was Tommy Richman.
Yeah.
And let's go to the main event, though, because we are going down just a rabbit hole. The main event, Damian Priest versus Dominic Mysterio.
Hold on a second. No, we missed it. We skipped a great match.
Okay, fine. You are right.
This was good. This was very good.
Bianca Belair versus Io Sky.
This was
in
good.
A 1-on-1 with the Great One match. It was good. You're right. I'm sorry. Yeah, because they don't care about Bianca Belair anymore, and they don't really care about Jade Cargill either. So it's fine. I mean, they're champions, fine. They shouldn't be. They shouldn't be a tag team. Jade Cargill shouldn't exist. Let Jade Cargill be with Naomi, and then let Bianca continue to be singles competitor. Bianca is a singles competitor. She doesn't need this, and they've been building to. There's no slow build.
Yes, those two are going to have a match.
They've had no cracks. Therefore, there's been no build towards them breaking up.
Because it's going to happen at WrestleMania.
But it's not a slow build. A slow build is like when slowly things happen. Nothing's happened so far to split them.
It's going to. That's the slow part.
That's the no part, because nothing's happened. Nothing has happened. Nothing.
It's going to. This was good. I liked yes, it was a clean win, but it wasn't a definitive win. It was just a good, counter into a small package. I've got no issue with a great wrestler beating a great wrestler like that. I love Io Sky. I thought she was very underutilized on SmackDown when she was champion. And hey, I'm glad they've remedied that on Raw. But it's a shame that they didn't treat her the way they are now while she was the champ.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
But dude, I really enjoyed this match.
Yeah. I mean, they're both very good. They're both very good. I don't like the fact that Bianca lost, but if she's going to lose, the small package is the way for her to lose.
I agree. Like, you can't, especially on free television, you can't have her losing clean to somebody's finisher.
No.
Even though I love Io Scott, I would normally have no issue with that, but somebody of Bianca's standing and caliber, not on free TV. No. That
Shouldn't happen.
Nope.
Shouldn't happen. But now, last up, we got Damian Priest versus Dominic Mysterio. Dominic is still hot. The heat. He gets all the heat. I love it. He comes out in a lowrider with hydraulics on this week's episode of Raw.
Oh God, yeah. When him and Liv pulled up,
yeah, beautiful car, absolutely beautiful car, and just bouncing. Just that car. You give that car to Javon Evans because that car was bouncy.
Oh God.
Anyways, but Dominic's hair and his mustache, man, his look right now is just phenomenal, and he's just not stopping growing that mullet. It's just it's unbelievable to live life looking like that intentionally is awesome. It's awesome. But I also enjoyed this. This segment. It was a good segment. Dominic is much improved in the ring. You can see his growth as an in-ring performer over the years, and I think that he's really coming to his own. So kudos on him. Damian Priest also super talented, and this entire thing was good. In my humble opinion.
No. I did. I liked. I liked the match. I know in terms of wins and losses, Dominic can afford to take a clean loss, but I was still, the way they've been presenting them and trying to build this new version of Judgment Day up, I was actually surprised they let a clean pin happen and they didn't break it up to fit it. That was the only thing I was like, why not just have the interference happen? And that way Dom doesn't take the clean loss. But I don't know, just my minor gripe about this match. Damian Priest, I like his striking, and anybody that can throw kicks and punches and make it look believable, especially when you got a partner across from you and Dom who can sell with the best of them right now in terms of, making you think he just got hit by a Mack truck.
Yeah.
And like just kind of going over the top with it, but from that standpoint of selling, I like that. I'm just, like I said, a little surprised they had him lose clean when they could have. It kind of makes him look silly. Like, why didn't they break that up? That's what they do. They cheat.
I mean, they're arguing to me that they want him to look silly.
Who? The WWE?
Yeah.
But at the expense of the whole faction looking dumb?
I mean, the faction's dumb. Other than Finn Balor, they're all dumb. JD McDonough is a goofball.
They're good.
They're good, but Carlito, his whole shtick has always been silly. Dominic, silly. JD McDonough, they made him out to be silly. Finn Balor's the only one who had any level of seriousness in the entire group. And that's why it's difficult for me to take them seriously at all, because they were all been stooges up to this point, except for Finn. And now you expect me to believe that they're believable threats to anybody? Nah, not believing it. Not buying it. Not me.
Okay, but they're be that as it may, it's still believable enough to interfere in a match and prevent a clean loss. That's my point. But
you're right. It's part of the playbook.
But I did
they keep telling us.
Like the beat down afterwards and how they made Rhea watch Damien keep getting the multiple coup de grâces, or however you say it, like over and over. I did enjoy that, and yeah, it was a good ending in the show. I think that's what it should be. The heel standing tall at this point, and so yep. So that wraps up Monday Night Raw. Overall, I enjoyed it.
It was good Raw. Good matches, good action, good all around. I enjoyed it as well. I
can't wait to see what European tool that Pete Dunne uses next time.
He's going to find something that's probably hiding under the ring, whatever it is. But next up was NXT, which began with All Ego Ethan Page and Trick William in a contract signing. Or should I say an attempted contract signing, because it didn't get the job done. And there's only one man in this world who can make that contract signing work. And that man happens to play for the Indianapolis Pacers. Tyrese Halliburton. So there was a contract signing where Ethan Page body slammed Trick Williams through a table. The contract never got signed.
He didn't body slam him. He did the Ego's Edge.
Fine, did the Ego's Edge.
I love that name.
Contract never got signed.
Not yet.
Had to go to Ava, who then turned to Tyrese to enlist him to try to get the contract signed, which we'll get into later whether or not it was. But yeah, this was fine. Fine opening segment. I don't have any issue with it. Completely non-objectionable. Set up a match between the two of them. So, when are they fighting?
The Chicago NXT. I can't remember if that's the 1st or the 8th. I think the 1st. I think October 1st.
Okay.
I think
it's the 8th. I think it's the first episode of the CW.
Yes, whichever one is the first one. Yes.
Yeah, which is the 8th. We'll be getting more CW. Wait, is it in Missouri?
No, I think October the 1st is in Chicago, and October the 8th is in St. Louis.
Okay. All right. Well, Randy Orton's going to be at one, CM Punk's going to be at the other.
We'll tell you who Randy Orton's fighting here shortly.
Yes, don't bounce out of your seats. All right. So the contract signing fell apart, but they vowed to make it happen later. So we're going to move on. We also got, again, our new format. We're not going to talk about every match. So I know things when you hear about Zoe Stark, you want to talk about them, but it's just no one cares. So next up is Lyra Valkyria and Tatum Paxley versus Wendy Chu and Rosemary. And this is one of the ones that I'm unilaterally going to say that we don't need to talk too much about, but Valkyria and Paxley picked up the win against Chu and Rosemary. So
I just hope this leads to continuing to go back to more own screen time for Tatum Paxley. I think she is way too good of a presence, too good of character work, along with the in-ring talent for her not to be shown. The fans love her. And I just still can't believe they just stopped after that great triple threat a few months ago. But yeah, they picked up the win. This was fine. I like how they got Paxley and Valkyria kind of back after, their history. So, but yeah, we can move on. I'm done now.
We are going to move on because we're going to go on something I know you want to talk about, and that is the Don versus the greatest wrestler of all time and one of the greatest names of all time, Hammerstone.
Yeah.
Hammerstone, who's a large, muscular man.
Moves around good, too.
Never heard of Hammerstone before.
I did not until the previous week.
And man, if he ever comes to WWE full time, that name cannot stay because that is awful. That's a bad name.
I like
Hammerstone took the L.
No, he didn't.
I'm sorry. Hammerstone won, my apologies, by count out.
Yeah.
And the Don is starting to question himself. What did you think of Hammerstone getting the win?
I wish this would have had more of a build to it getting to this point. I think, in my personal opinion, something like this where he's the Don and doubting himself and all that, everybody's lost to Obafemi. So taking one loss to him, I think they should have had the rematch already, like on TV, where he loses again. And then at that point, do this build for him doubting himself and then overcoming him. Because the way they're doing this, it just makes me think they're finally going to take the belt off of Obafemi and put it on the Don.
Which they should.
But I'm fine with the story they're telling, just not over this short of a time span. I thought that's a storyline like this, considering how everybody's lost to Obafemi, should have been, okay, you got me this time, but even playing the ankle, the real ankle roll that happened, like, hey, let me heal up, we're going to run this back, and then have him lose again, and then do this whole thing with the trying to enlist somebody else to do it, and instead of doing it himself, and then doubting himself, and then getting to that. It just felt a little rushed to me, especially considering everybody else has lost to him.
Yeah.
It's like you're doubting yourself when nobody's beating him. I mean, and then run it back, and then on the third try, then have him dethrone him. But I don't have a problem with the story they're telling. I just have a problem with how quickly they got this.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
But I like how they circled back to this. I mean, do we want to talk about that now? Rizzo approaching him.
We can.
Okay, so basically afterwards, the Don was upset at the end. They're like, hey, what happened? And he pretty much just walked out. And then Rizzo found him and basically gave him a pep talk, and, kind of brought him back to his senses a little bit. And, so he's going to go after Oba again. And so, yeah, I liked it. I liked the segment.
Yeah.
So,
okay. It's a good segment.
Yeah. So we'll see. And unless the Don gets double crossed by the family, I think he's going to get the belt from Oba.
I think so too.
So
and then Oba will be seeing him on the red or the blue band there shortly thereafter.
The only reason I disagree with that, I think they're going to give him a run with the NXT title first.
Nope.
You don't think so?
Go to the main roster, and then it's time for him to be in New Day.
Hell, man, if that happens, I cannot wait to talk to you about it when it does happen.
What happened? Yeah, I'll say what's not going to happen. We're not going to talk about the next match, which was Eddie Thorpe defeating Ashanti the Adonis. So we're not going to talk about that.
I don't even remember how that match came to be. Eddie Thorpe got the win, right?
Stop it.
He did get the win, though, right?
Eddie Thorpe did, in fact, get the win by pinfall.
Okay.
Yeah. And then next up, we had CM Punk coming out, making his way out to the ring to talk to, or actually, he just came out to the ring, and then Roxanne Perez came out to talk to him. Some point in time, somebody else came out. Julia, maybe.
Yes, but not after Roxanne Perez she told Punk that she should have been a Drew McIntyre fan or something.
I don't remember.
Yeah, but she did good. She did pretty good. But then then I think Julia came out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Punk said, like, couldn't wait for her to kick her ass or something along those lines. And yep. So.
Yeah. And then next up, we got Javon Evans and Cedric Alexander versus Tavion Heights and Miles Bourne. I'm again going to veto us talking about this match, but we will talk about what we learned.
No,
yes,
we can't.
Yes, we can.
No, we can't.
From Japan.
And then you follow that up by having them lose this tag team match? I mean, what are they doing? Why? I mean, you built him up. Oh, he's been in Japan. He did great. He looked great. Comes back and looks good. And this, and then, no, I'm sorry. He didn't cost, I apologize. He did not cost the Don. He didn't cause the Don to lose. He cost Javon Evans the Heritage Cup. That's what he did. And I just don't, I don't like the 50-50 crap when you're trying to build up, because they could have had Cedric Alexander take the pin. And
yeah,
I don't get it, dude. What are they doing?
They're doing something. I don't know what. They're clearly got something brewing.
But anyways, I'll tell you what, so after the match, Randy Orton, because prior to this, Javon Evans was talking about how he didn't have a match for the show in the big show in St. Louis and this and that. And then a tweet popped up from Randy Orton saying that he was going to be his own.
Yeah.
I am very much looking forward to that. This will be, because Javon Evans is very, 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 very good.
Yeah, very good.
And I'm wondering how he'll do against somebody as experienced as Orton, and especially that style too. Because nope, I don't think he's really wrestled in anybody in NXT that has that style, that kind of slower paced style that Randy Orton has.
The question is, will Randy Orton allow himself to get sped up? And Randy's got that type of demeanor where if he's going too fast, he's going to get a receipt or yelled at or something. But I don't know.
I don't think the moment is going to be too big, because Javon Evans, he just seems like he has picked it up so quick. It seems like he's got the right attitude about everything. From what I've seen, I mean, hey, dude, the dude's 20. Have you seen any major botches from him or anything?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe a couple timing issues or something with like slipping on the ropes or whatever, but I mean, that's not his fault.
No, not at all.
And, dude, but no, when I saw that, I was like, whoa, it was like, that's got potential to be fantastic.
Yeah.
And, and dude, and that place is going to go nuts for Randy Orton.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, they went nuts for CM Punk. They'll go nuts for Randy Orton. They'll go nuts for any main roster person being up there.
Oh, well, hold on. This is going to be in St. Louis, though. I can't remember what venue it's going to be at, but it's going to be a bigger venue, obviously, than the Performance Center. Same with the Chicago when Punk's there. But anyways, yeah, I was definitely not expecting that. And even though I guess in hindsight, I should have realized that since they already announced Orton was going to be there. But
the same surprise flip that Ethan Page had.
Yes,
I'm just letting you know right now, I'm going to mark this right here, but there's no chance I can make it through a SmackDown too.
Oh, yeah. No, I got you.
So we'll finish this NXT, and then we can talk about Jay.
Yep.
And then I got to go to bed.
No, bro. Go get you some baby oil and they do a freak off, and we'll be good to go, man.
I only have 500 bottles of baby oil in my house. And then next up, we had Brooks Jensen with Shawn Spears versus Dion Lennox. Come on, you're not gonna make me talk about this too. This was terrible.
Brooks Jensen won this, didn't he?
Yeah, by pinfall.
Yeah.
We're not doing it.
No.
Not doing it. But guess who's back? I don't even know if she ever left, but Lola Vice. I thought I hadn't seen her in a while. No. Well, yeah. But I feel like I hadn't seen her in a while, or was it just me?
No, I feel like I don't know if she was on the previous week or not wrestling.
I don't think she's been on in a couple weeks, but she fought against JC Jane. She got the win. This wasn't that great either, but again, I was glad to see Vice back in action.
No, but this goes back to what I was talking about with the Judgment Day. You have this faction cheat. That's a heel faction. Why are you letting your teammate get in?
Yeah, it's weird.
I just, but then Jada Parker came out, I think, to help afterwards because she's had issues with, what is their name?
Which ones?
JC Jane, Fallon Henley, and, is it Jasmine Nix?
That is a person.
Okay. They've got a group name, and I can't remember what it is, but it's like they were both at ringside with JC Jane. Why is JC Jane taking a clean?
I have no idea.
But
because they don't care about these wrestlers. They let everyone take clean pens.
But they should.
They should, absolutely.
They should, especially the women there. I know, is it Jasmine Nix? That's gonna bother me. But she, okay, here we go. Yep, it is Jasmine Nix. She's very green and, and all that, but too much talent in there for them to, they shouldn't be made to look silly like that. And I don't like that unless there's something I'm missing that they already cleaned them out before that prevented interference, but I don't think so. Cause I think immediately after the match, they jumped her. Just like with the Judgment Day. And it makes no sense. You're a heel group, cheat to prevent that from happening.
Got to.
But
they lie, they cheat, they steal.
But then Jada came out too and helped because she's been having issues with that faction as well. So, and I think inevitably this is going to lead to Jada and Lola teaming up. Shocker. I mean, I think we all know that's where that's going. And then hopefully a match between those two. That'd be a great match. But
yeah, 100%.
Anyways, now are we at the last segment?
Now we are at, Ethan Page, Trick Williams. We got the contract signing.
This is
Tyrese Halliburton came out again, and he was able to do what Ava could not do and get these two behemoths to clash and to sign on the dotted line. So
not before he made fun of Orlando.
Cheap Pete's the best kind of heat. Attack the home city. Attack.
He did very good.
He did good.
I was like very surprised, dude. He sounded very comfortable on the microphone.
He's a wrestling fan. It's a lot easier for wrestling fans to get it than non-wrestling fans to try to become.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, there have been some people on there who are wrestling fans. You can't teach comfort on the mic.
No.
And he did very good.
All those interviews, all those sideline interviews prepared him for that one moment.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's fair, but he was taking the lead on this one. So, but he did good. He did good. Did very good. And
good on him.
Then he was like, "Oh, and one more thing," and then he brought Paul Calgon and
what?
And the look on Ethan Page's face, you would have thought the rapture was happening. And God, he's so good, dude.
He's very good. Main roster ready. Get him out of here. Main roster ready.
That was very, 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 very good. And but he was announced as the special guest referee for the Trick ego match in Chicago. They got it. I'm assuming they're gonna give Trick the title back.
You think so?
In Chicago,
they should, and then get Ethan Page up on the main roster too. He's ready.
And going back to that, I think Trick's going to win. And then I think Oba is going to take the title from Trick.
It's not prediction time. You can think about it a little bit. Think about it. Sleep on it.
No, I've already made my prediction. And then Trick and Oba are going to form a tag team.
They're going to call it the old day. Apollo Crews will be in it too. Yeah. That so it ended on the contract signing, and that is also going.
And Omos.
Yeah. What is he doing? But rather than talk about SmackDown, which I said that we were originally going to do, we're not actually going to do that right now. What we are going to do is talk about something that happened on Monday Night Raw. So there was a title change, which you don't see all the time anymore. But on one of the main titles, the title changed. Braun Breaker got an opportunity to square off against Jey Uso for the Intercontinental title. And if you thought that they wouldn't change titles on live TV, they did. They did. What are your thoughts on this title change?
I'm surprised, if not simply because I can't keep comparing title reigns to Gunther's. Gunther's was almost 2 years. Sammy beats him. And in that respect, I was surprised at the length of Sammy's, that it wasn't that long. And then once Breaker got it, I'm not convinced the original plan when Breaker came on to Raw was to win the title that quickly. I don't think they were expecting. Wrestling fans love the big guys who are very athletic and quick and can do the stuff the smaller guys can do.
Mm-hmm.
The feats of athletic greatness, they love that. We love that. But I don't think they were ready for the positive reactions he was getting. And
yeah.
So I don't know if he wasn't originally penciled in to win it that quick. And so they were like, okay, well, we're going to go ahead and reward Jay for his singles run, the reaction he's getting from the crowds, and, merchandise sales and just being good. And we've had him lose in the other matches we put him in. We're going to reward him and have him get a run with the championship before we get him roped back into this.
So this is Kofi Mania.
Possibly. Could be like Kofi Mania, if you want to say the Yes Movement, something that now, I don't think it's to that degree. I don't think that I don't think the reactions would have been that negative, but I think that is a testament to who he was across the ring with.
Yeah.
Because they're getting on board with that right now. And they're already talking about, hey, is he going to have a babyface run? Which, based on the crowd reactions, that'd be easy. And he was already a babyface for a while in NXT. So,
yeah.
And a good one. I was just surprised.
I was surprised too.
But I don't think this was originally in the plans. I think originally they're like, hey, we're going to have him be a singles competitor for a while, let the stuff and just slow burn it until we bring him and his brother back together in the bloodline. And so, but I think they did that to reward him to a degree, and whether or not we'll ever find that out, I have no idea, but I just have
we'll find it out depending on how long he has the title for. I mean, if he has a quick reign, then I think that it was probably more in the plans than we had thought. But if it goes like that, then that means that this was a lifetime achievement award.
Well, they have been, and now I'm second guessing what I just said because I forgot that they've been doing this. They've made mentions about Solo's paying attention to how his brother's going to do in this match, and they have kind of been planting the seeds for that
interference of some sort.
Yeah, because I think they've done it at least twice, bringing up like current bloodline, paying attention to what Jay's doing at this title match.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. My position on this is I don't like the title changing hands on a Raw. I don't like it only because they're still trying to build the credibility of these belts up. Gunther was able to successfully build back the credibility of the Intercontinental title. And what I thought that they were trying to do, I don't even know what thought I'm trying to get across right now. I just had a brain fart.
No, because I mean, but that's fair because I was like, okay, they set the bar up here. And so now how are they going to do this with Sam?
Yeah.
Are they just going to have Sammy keep it at least a year? I mean, is at least a year for that belt the new standard since Gunther had it almost 2?
Yeah.
But then they had him, and then I thought, okay, maybe they're going to do that because they had him beat Breaker Queen the first go round. But then, so how many was that at SummerSlam that Breaker won the title?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so we'll say
why have him win?
April, May, June, July. He had it 5 months.
If he was just going to be if he was just going to be a transitional champion,
then 5 months.
Why have Braun win? Why hurt him that way?
I don't know.
That's the reason why I think that just came about, because I just don't know why you would have Braun win.
Unless,
because Sammy could have the same thing with Sammy. Unless
the crowd reactions, like they were like, okay, we're gonna put it on Braun. He's doing well, he's a good heel right now, beating up everybody, spearing everybody out of the building. If they want to turn him full out babyface, have him lose, keep him off of TV for a little while, and bring him back as a babyface.
Yeah,
without the title. Because, in my opinion, the babyface, I enjoy it better when the good guy is chasing.
Yeah,
I don't like it as much when he has the belt.
I agree.
And
Cody's a prime example.
Yes. 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 And yeah. Yep. And so I don't know. I was very surprised.
Yeah. Me too. But what you shouldn't be surprised by is the fact that we're going to need to end this podcast.
Yes, because Josh has been a sleepy land several times.
Sleepy time. But it's time to go to sleep, and I'm going to think about all that's going to be happening upcoming in the WWE world, and you are going to do the same. And if you like what you heard, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button, and we will see you on the next episode of Sleepy Time Podcast. Just kidding. The Golden Squeeze Podcast.
Don't fall asleep doing it. Sleepy time. Don't go to sleep. Don't go to sleep.